voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
ZoWilliams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Well, all right. You was doing all that motion to try to make it sound like it was moving. It wasn't doing nothing.
It wasn't doing shit.
It sounded like the same, yeah.
You know what? Okay. Just had to explain that to niggas who couldn't see it, huh?
They didn't. They could hear that it didn't sound like you were falling.
It's cool. I see you.
Okay, I'm
You want to see me
disrespectful.
lose?
I want to see you lose.
It's cool. I mean, you know, you count now.
What is this Zoe chip on his shoulder
I'm just playing.
thing going on?
Oh God.
You know I ain't had no M&Ms yet. Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Voice of Reason on Hot Button Radio, Dash Radio. You already know what to do. I keep telling y'all over and over and over again. All you got to do is download the Dash Radio app or go to your desktop, dashradio.com, and tune in 3 times a week. What is that? 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time? What is that? 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time? Huh? What is that? 6 to 9 Central? Something like that? I don't know. I don't know all of the zones, okay? But you can find this show, you know what I mean? It's a real show that can be found, okay?
Yeah.
What we do. Stop tripping.
7 to 9 in Chicago time.
Yes, Chicago time, 7 to 9. Fucking Chicagoans. They always have to represent themselves. We're here. We're the third city. Bronze has never looked so good.
Actually, we're the second city.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
That's where second city comes from.
Yeah, I know,
Chicago.
but we're going to skip that and come right to L.A.
You're
and
from
then
Pasadena.
and then double back to Chicago.
Okay,
Yeah.
suburbanites.
Yeah, just get your fucking deep dish together when we visit. Okay? And keep your hoodlums over there on the south side, okay?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Look at her now. Now she want to be all... I love y'all, man. Listen, Friday was so cool. We did a topic Friday, right? And the topic Friday was the relationship customer service show. Right? People were calling in with their issues. Let me just say, although we may sprinkle in from time to time a little comedy, a little irreverence, there was some major breakthroughs happening on Friday's show. So much so that people were hitting me and telling me, man, damn, we should do a part 2. Yeah, you guys know I'm hella reluctant to do part 2s. I am. I just like to progress and move on. We've already covered that. Let's do something else. But I changed my mind.
However,
Aarona Lopez is in the building.
how art thou?
Julian Ramirez is in the building. Veronica Conway is in the building.
Caskets.
Veronica Conway, have you just joined the Voice of Reason?
Yes, I have. Hello.
And
Hello,
yes,
Veronica.
yes. Although we lack the masterful cutoff skills of Jeff Brown, that motherfucker was dropping jewels on
cutoff
Friday.
skills.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna let you finish your point. But he is gonna drop some good information.
There you go.
That motherfucker, I ain't listening to you now. What'd you say? Oh, no, fuck that. I disagree. Let me tell you why. And he'll give you good he'll give you good information on top of that.
There you go.
Right? So, I mean, it was a very powerful show. And just think, anybody who follows the Zoe What Morning Show, Can you imagine Jeff Brown's dynamic with Whitney? Oh, they were together. This shit was crazy.
Yikes.
This shit was.
Yikes.
Did they go at each other at any point?
Nah, they didn't really go at each other, but it was like thunder and lightning. That shit was a dope dynamic. I liked it.
Okay, I like
So
it
you
too.
motherfuckers got pressure. Okay.
I don't feel nothing.
My
I got
brow
birthday
is
cake
sweating.
M&Ms. I don't know what you talking about.
You and Veronica, y'all got some making up to do.
All right. Let's go.
See, if that was tea, that would be hot. But since that's a Red Bull, I'm not going to respect that slurp.
That's an orange Red Bull. Orange
don't
edition.
Be bougie.
Okay.
I don't like
the
you when you're
pinky
bougie.
is out, nigga.
Don't be bougie.
Listen. What is relationship customer service? Now, relationships, as Joseph Campbell explained.
Is that Rev Run?
No, I would never quote Rev Run.
Is that Rev Run?
That's like quoting Wilbur from Charlotte's Web.
But his real name is
Some
Joseph something.
pig. Anyway.
Joey Simmons. I'm sorry. There we go. Joseph Simmons.
I mean, I don't mean to diss Run. I mean, Run's a hip hop legend, but come on now.
He got a relationship thing.
Yeah,
now he's
sure.
trying to
Yeah,
do.
everybody do. Anyway, who they studying? Anyway, here we are. Right? Relationship customer service. Joseph Campbell, author of Hero of 1,000 Faces. He was a historian. He was a master of mythology. And it was George Lucas who pulled on all of his studies, Joseph Campbell's work, to develop the Star Wars concepts.
So he has nothing to do with the Campbell Soup family. I just want to be clear. Okay, all right, okay.
See, okay. You see what's happening?
The chicken soup for the soul. I was like, ooh.
Simony, usurper!
Caesar.
I
Anyway.
was making connections. I was like, right, okay.
No,
Go ahead.
you're all bad, but it's cool. Anyway,
Star Wars.
yes. So Joseph Campbell once said that all relationship is an ordeal. Whenever you have an ordeal in regular life, you can call some type of customer service, especially with the advent of technology. If you buy a fucked up iron from Walmart, you can call the Walmart customer service peoples. You can call them. I don't know what they're going to tell you. Bitch, that iron costs $12. What you want us to do? We got it from Mexico.
Rude.
We just a motherfucking distributor, okay? We didn't put that shit together. That shit is supposed to break in 3 days. I don't know. But customer service is something that people have, begun to rely on. Can you imagine if there was such a thing as relationship customer service? Well, it is today, here on The Voice of Reason. Veronica Conway is one of our crack specialists, as well as Big Booty Judy. As well as Aarona Lopez.
I'm watching you with my cat eye. Just know that.
I'm just saying, Aarona, you one of our specialists. And I want people to call in. Seriously, I want people to know that you can call in and not be judged. Even though Friday we judged the shit out of somebody. No, you didn't. Oh, no, you weren't here. Somebody called in and got the shit judged out of them.
You can't say that and not tell us. They already
There
heard.
was a
We
young
need
brother
to
who
know.
called in. I want the young brother to call back. He sounded a little watery in his man code.
Oh, okay.
And so we made hella assumptions. Right? We was like, you might be a little soft. You might have a little sugar on your taint. We made hell of a wrong deductions.
And
he couldn't really get back in because the phone lines is jammed. So he's tweeting, "I'm not gay, motherfuckers." We're sorry. For the sake of comedy, you were sacrificed. But that is not our intent. There was another sister who called in who had a serious issue with her father. Mm-hmm. And she kind of broke down on the phone, but she got good information and good advice.
Okay.
And it wasn't a comedic sacrifice. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, we're going to treat you with respect, unless you're disrespectful. We're going to give you love. We're going to be objective, and we're going to listen to your issue. We are a revolutionary type of customer service. If you're in a bullshit-ass relationship with somebody who is always lying to you, and you know they lying to you, but you stay with them, today's the day. You got to get to your phone lines and call us at 323-230-4445. I want to know what you're tolerating, what you're waiting for, what your biggest fear is. Are you dating a coping mechanism or a real person? We dealt with a few people that were dealing in that space. Oh, my God. Are you staying with somebody knowing they're never going to fulfill you? They're never going to buy in. Listen to this word. They're never going to buy into the idea of you and then us. They're just there for whatever it is that they can get from you. Oh, my God. The relationship customer service is open for business. 323-230-4445. What I want to do now is really lather, like lever soap. I want to lather up our listeners by sharing some of the bullshit relationship situations we had to tolerate, or we had to deal with, or we had to grow and evolve from.
Word.
Aarona?
Are they going to have to press 2 to hear the options in Spanish? Are we like a real helpline, or we...
This is a help desk.
Okay.
This is a relationship help desk. This is real shit. Christ.
I'm
You're
ready.
just not professional. Jesus.
I am ready.
I'm trying
I
to
want to
position.
make sure that we are giving them state-of-the-art revolutionary assistance.
Well, they need help. So first, tell us how you gained this position through folly.
I gained this position through folly. I don't know what he's talking about, but what I am going to say is I have grown through leaps and bounds, and I am very proud of the woman I am today at 33 years old. Hey, because I got my life together. In every sense of the word. And it didn't happen until I fell and until I gave away my power a few times to some fools who didn't deserve it, and learned from that. When I saw that I was by myself and unfulfilled and sad and weakened, I had to look at me and go, why am I here? What did I do to get myself here? Because we always do something. And I think the biggest problem is people don't like to look at themselves. No one likes the mirror effect. Nobody. Everybody likes to, point and go, hey, you. But when it's
you. Sorry. Go
Okay.
ahead. That was just...
You sound like a geriatric soldier boy. That was terrible.
Yeah, that was my Mariah Carey impersonation
Oh.
on Christmas.
Don't
You.
Don't do baby Mariah like that.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
She made Believe.
You.
She made Butterfly. You can't do Mariah like that.
Shit.
She made Glitter. You can't do.
Was she singing her on the toilet? You. Okay, go ahead. I want to know how you give away your power. That's interesting.
You give away your power by tolerating. You give away your power by not confronting lies. You give away your power by not starting things off from the start of what direction you want to go. You know what? Reverse a little bit. You give away your power by doing everything I just said. But first and foremost, the first way you give away your power is by not knowing exactly what you want. When you don't know exactly what you want, you'll start to accept a lot of different things, and you'll take and accept like different things because you're figuring it out, and you're over here and you're halfway in here and halfway in. So you don't know what you want. You're not clear. But when you're clear, no one can dangle anything in front of you because you already know what you want.
Ooh, Jesus.
It don't even look appetizing. You know what I'm saying?
Veronica Conway, can you jump in and share?
Yes. Brian, the human design guy, said something very profound to me, and I have kind of lived by it, sometimes unknowingly. He said, you either have love, you have hate, or you have compromise. And compromise is usually the bridge between loving somebody and then starting to hate them.
Damn.
Right? Because
That's tight.
God damn.
When we compromise our being, when we compromise what we know to be right in order to accommodate and get the approval of someone else, it does something to our soul. that is so toxic and so terrible that I think we can't afford to do it. I don't mean compromise like, you know, we want to go to Mexican or Chinese for dinner. I mean fundamental pillars of your
essence,
of your being,
of your truth,
and how you're wired and what you need. It's like you have. I think that the most important thing we can do is find people that we don't have to be in compromise with.
Yeah.
Wow.
Agreed.
Now, see, this is beautiful because I always say compromise is essential to a healthy relationship. The number to dial is 323-230-4445. 323-230-4445. Call me right now if you're compromising yourself. Listen to this definition. Zoe's definition of compromise. Compromise is essential for a healthy, successful relationship. But people don't know how to compromise in a collaborative, cooperative sense versus compromise what Veronica was talking about, which is yourself. I say always compromise up to that line where you begin to compromise you, who you are, what you are, your essence. See, I don't believe in placating to a person. I don't believe in saying, you know, I'm just going to say this or do this because you need it.
You're talking about self-sacrifice.
Yes. You don't compromise to the point where you fucking disappear, right? And a lot of people will do that because they value the person they're with and the relationship more than they value themselves.
I made that mistake.
See, these are the people who are identified by the relationship. This is why they liken divorce to a death. Because there's a loss or a death of an identity. And you're not supposed to be emotionally enmeshed to the point where you disappear.
Can I speak a little bit to that though? Because I think that it's a little, for women, it's a little bit tricky because we are the receptive. Yeah. And we are taking the man.
You mean the women in the 70s and the 80s?
Body.
Because the women today don't give two shakes of a fat rat's ass. The women today are as promiscuous as men.
No. Hear me out. What I'm saying is, because we take masculine energy into our body, into our aura, into our field, it is our boundaries are much more permeable because we are the receptive. So establishing boundaries with men is more difficult than it is for men to establish boundaries with women. That's just biology.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's give examples. There are people who are listening and hanging on every word. Let's give examples of such a thing.
Okay, you mean like out of my own life?
If need be, please.
Yeah, sure. So
send it home.
So for example, when I was married, this fool did not tell me he was Christian before we got married. There's a lot of stuff he didn't tell me till after we were married. If I wasn't crazy, I would have ran. But there was a part of me that wanted his approval and wanted to make it work. In other words, he looked like a safe bet, so I went ahead and said, okay, well, I'll join the church. Right? And so the more I...
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You
have got to stop doing that. So breezy.
Hold on.
No.
I cannot believe this.
You sound like a terrible orgasm. Please stop it.
That's what it sounds like when you compromise yourself.
That sounds like Zoe in cowboy boots and a helmet trying to be 6 years old again. It's horrible.
So you envisioning me in some cowboy boots and a helmet?
I'm saying you sound retarded. Listen.
Because I'll come in there.
And Crisco.
You
cowboy
feel me?
Boots and Crisco.
I'll come in there turned up. You understand? Cowboy boots. Come in there, girl. Be like, girl, what I need you to do now?
Please, this is going all the way wrong.
You put a little of that KY in your crack and you spread your shit wide open.
Oh,
and then I slowly just tiptoe up behind you. Now you gonna hear me because I got on cowboy boots.
And back to that part where Veronica joined the church.
It's just gonna sound like tap dancing.
Exactly.
Okay, just imagine Savion Glover behind you tap dancing. No, I'm just kidding.
You
right?
Hey, I'm turned up right now.
This is the hashtag of the day.
You.
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 You. It's just a lot.
I can't believe that Veronica compromised herself to that degree. This is big.
Yeah.
I'm
As an attempt to go along, to get along, to be a good wife, because I didn't have a model in my own history was so crazy with the Black Panther Party and yada yada yada. I didn't really have a model. I didn't have a model and a mother that knew how to relate. So I thought, okay, something that's somewhat traditional and and I'll be good. So, but that level of compromise almost killed me. And so I think that if you talk to a lot of women, I know a woman, for example, one of my dear friends ended up dating Stevie Wonder. She called him the S Factor because every time all around him was all this like hoopla whenever he would blow into town. And they were really in love. She was considering having his baby. But she bent over backwards to accommodate his presence and the bigness and all of that. And she found herself losing herself. I think that losing of oneself is far, because I think that women are more permeable in our energy. We're more permeable. We have softer boundaries. And so until a woman decides, to draw firm boundaries,
I protest.
She takes in his energy.
I protest.
I would agree.
Women have softer boundaries?
I would agree with this because, look, women are natural nurturers. And hold up, homie. One of the ways
323 230 44 45.
One of the ways we show our love is through the things that we do for you. You know what I mean? It's something that somewhere society like programs us to think that this is okay before we know ourselves better. I'm not saying you should do this and continue to do this because like once I learned myself better, I'm like, that was how I played myself. But like, society will bring you up to, are you cooking for your man? Are you doing this? What are you doing for your man? And men play into it too. Women play into it too. When you say that you have problems in relationships, the first thing people say is, well, what are you doing for them? That's the first place that they go.
What?
You ain't, okay.
I need you to get to the phone lines.
You know what?
Because this shit is, this is the Titanic. And nigga, we got about 3 minutes before we sink. Because no.
Yeah, you are making it.
All I'm listening to are women blaming either men or the system for what the fuck is going on in their lives.
No, that is.
You guys are the relationship directors. You guys write the scripts. You guys dictate everything we do. We would do whatever the fuck you want us to do if you told us to.
Me and Veronica clearly blamed ourselves.
Yes,
first.
you did. If you told us fucking karate shoes was gonna get that pussy, we'd all have on karate shoes and we wouldn't be wearing Jordans. We would do whatever women say.
I never told a dude to wear Jordans.
But if you told him to wear karate shoes, I seen the ass that walked in here with you. It came by itself practically. And if you said karate shoes,
Okay, and what does that have to do with me not fixing you a plate? Ass
listen,
and all.
you guys make it seem like
I can sashay in and out of the room all I want.
I don't know, man.
But if I ain't fixing enough plates, you will find another ass to look at.
No.
What?
Listen, there's a great TED Talk that just happened from the woman who founded Girls Who Code. She's teaching girls to code globally. And she says something really profound. She says, we raise girls to be perfect and we raise boys to be brave.
Yes.
So that's how we get conditioned. So it's not a question of blaming men. It's just a question of the difference in conditioning. So I'm just saying that boundaries and being no compromise is one of the most important elements that any human being can do to empower themselves to become a no motherfucking compromise zone. And
so let me just understand this very clearly.
I'm saying due to biology and conditioning, women have to really journey and effort. I know I did. I had to make conscious, consistent, ongoing decisions to learn to draw healthy boundaries. I had to learn that.
Veronica, let me be clear. Are you saying? I just need to be clear, and the listeners need to be clear. Are you saying women don't have healthy boundaries, or their boundaries are not as strong or not as defined as men's?
I don't think she's saying that.
I'm asking the question.
I'm saying that a woman's nature, it just innately, as a receptive person, as a receptive part, as a subconscious part of the planet. The woman is the subconscious of the planet. She's the receptive. I'm saying that is by definition more permeable and more flexible and more fluid. Now,
Okay.
if she's
Now I
raised
see.
in an
Now I
environment-
see. Okay.
Wait a minute. If she's raised in an environment like my daughter has naturally self-reinforcing boundaries, because I poured so much love, self-esteem. She got so much love and self-esteem from everybody in her environment that she values herself. So now when she's out, like she's got a boyfriend, that chick is so naturally reinforcing. She sets good, clear, healthy boundaries. She does it joyfully. It's not bitter. It's just a natural extension of her own self-love. I made a conscious choice to raise her that way and model that for her. But I had to teach that to myself because I don't think that most women get that they don't get that education. They just don't.
And if they don't get that education, I believe their boundaries are the opposite of what you're saying. I believe their boundaries are
brittle.
more hard.
They become
They're
brittle.
more
They become
concretized.
brittle.
They're more inflexible. And I'm going to say this. And I'm asking him to call in. I'm going to say this.
This I'm going to say. Call us.
This I'm going to say. Call us, man. I'm going to say, I'm a Makusa. Get to your phone lines, 323-230-4445. I'm going to say this. Veronica, you're on to it. That's why I told him to play your music. Yes, by nature, women are nurturers. Yes, by nature, women capitulate to masculine energy as a means of helping it grow and expand. Yes, by nature. But I'm going to say this. That woman is rarer than platinum. The average woman is a social beast. She's a social robot. She's a feminazi. She's a robot.
Ladies, we don't have to take this from
She's
Zoe.
a fembot.
We don't have to take this from Zoe.
Veronica, I'm just talking about the numbers. You guys act like fully realized God, men and women are just walking down the block. You just bump into them all day in
No.
America. You do not. It's rare. It's like finding a 4-leaf clover in a box of Lucky Charms.
And everybody-
This shit ain't gonna
We are
happen.
here-
And everybody's
we
not
are
a self-assured alpha male.
We are here to spread
what we
the
just
good
said.
news of possibility.
I get the
And I agree
possibility,
with you.
but I don't want it to be projected or projected in a way that's, oh, well, this is how they are. It's not. That's why this music is on.
It's
It
how-
indicates
it's how we
an
it's how we
ethereal
get
space.
here. It's how we get here, and then what happens is once there's a bunch of wounding that hasn't really been addressed at the energetic level, at the emotional level, then that becomes brittle. Because then a woman goes to defend herself with a defense mechanism, and once it's become, and if that's coming from a calcified wound instead of out of her self-love, then yeah, it becomes very brittle. And that's the problem. If our women have not been broken down and loved down to the ground so they can melt enough to heal enough to be coming from naturally healthy, reinforcing, self-sustaining boundaries. That's what we need, though, in our women.
I agree with that. I
bet you do.
You know what, Zoe?
I bet you
Stop
agree.
coming in here like an old ass stepdaddy. Every time we get a vibe going, Veronica, he get in here like an old ass stepdaddy.
No.
It's time for punishment.
But the question was, let me get in here like the step.
But did you do the dishes?
Let me
though?
come in here.
But
Let
did
me-
you do the
let me-
dishes?
let me come
though?
in here like granddaddy.
Did you do the dishes?
Let me come in like granddaddy.
Well, I was just saying, like
Somebody said.
there's a whole lot of
Wait,
issues
hold on,
in relationships.
Hold on, girl. Your granddaddy talking. You don't talk while I'm talking, okay?
Okay, but I was talking
This
first
motherfucking
time.
Christmas time when granddaddy talk.
This is what I want to say. This is what I want to say. Because I think, Veronica, you're right. I think, first of all,
Of course you think Veronica's
would you
right.
Hush,
No.
brother.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Forget it.
I think that you're right. Women are coded a certain way when it comes to relationships, and that creates a certain psychology of what we use to attack. And men are, socialized the same way. Well, not the same way as women, but they're socialized as well in their way. So my question is this that I want to pose to both of y'all and the callers out there. Do y'all think there should be some type of manufacturer's guarantee on a relationship?
Hell no.
Like a 30-day guarantee, 90-day money back.
Let me go back.
You know what?
Let me go back then. Because, first off, in American society, obsolescence is prevalent. It's ubiquitous, right? Obsolescence being shit is designed to break down. So are your motherfucking relationships. There is obsolescence inherent in your relationships. Why? Because the majority of people, not just women, see, sometimes when you tell women, oh, you're a social whore, you've been programmed to be a social robot. To be like, oh, no, you push back. But it's not just women, it's men too. Because men follow the rule of women when it comes to relationships. So my question in the beginning, when I was listening to Veronica say that women, their boundaries are a little bit more flexible, I challenge that because we live in a mercenary-like system, a mercenary-like society. So it teaches women to protect themselves. It teaches women to view men in negative light. It teaches to view men as aggressive and dangerous. I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, you got a bunch of black women out there getting ready to vote for Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton and her husband broke up millions of black families by sending a gang of people to jail. Mass incarceration was done under their watch, under their legislation that they approved. So wait a minute. You can't say, oh, women have flexible relationship beliefs. Most women are calcified. Most women are coming from a calcified space. This is why the studies will show most women are not living longer than men now. Why? Because women are more educated and they're all in fucking corporate America, so they're taking on masculine tendencies. That's why they come to you with a Bible list full of relationship principles and standards that a soft man would be happy to conform to. Who wants to call in and challenge the real shit I'm dropping right now? 323-230-30, 323-230-44. 45.
Somebody get Zoe a pulpit. Better yet, give him a ladder so it could be like old school Harlem.
Really?
You can stand on top of the ladder.
You saw Malcolm this weekend?
I did.
That's what it is.
I
see you. I did. This shit was on. I saw it too.
So that happens when you got cable. Listen. It's like, oh, damn, Denzel played the hell out that role.
I'm just saying. We can't just say, oh, women are nurturers. Women have been conditioned to not nurture. Ever since the pill came, if I can fuck who I want, I can have who I want, I can do what I want, I got better education, I'm not relying on you, I'm getting my own money. Women have become calcified since that movement.
But that's the other extreme, though. Everybody's not living in both extremes.
We're not saying that. The industrial age is over.
I'm a super pushover, or I'm super career all about me. The average human being is living in the middle somewhere, where they just trying to figure out their day-to-day.
Okay, cool.
Okay, you know what?
I thought you was exceptional. That's why you asked on the show. But okay, cool. Somebody done gave me their own report card. Okay, cool. Finish.
You becoming like that coworker bitch at the job that just pop off every time. She just pop off and then sip on her pop and talk in third person. Because LaQuisha gonna do what LaQuisha gonna do. Oh, that's what you think LaQuisha about. Okay. Mm-hmm. What you doing that shit?
And scene. Hi, Julian Ramirez is getting ready for his mega mix. Listen, I think we sized it up pretty good. There are a lot of people out there in trouble that are experiencing a lot of the things that we talked about. The phone lines is open. Get to your phone lines. Call us at 323-230-4445. Guess what? Julian Ramirez has an old school mix about to drop. Y'all have no idea what this dude is about to do. Another legend, another classic mix. Get to your phone lines. Let's turn this party up right now. Who want to party with Zoe? I'm going to turn on my Periscope and y'all go see us party up in here. Let's get active. Julian Ramirez, take us there.
Caskets.
Man.
Yo.
Caskets. Man, it's Shevitz.
Caskets.
Oh, my God. You guys don't know the history of Roger and the talk box.
Man, listen.
First off, do this, DJ. Tell them who the hell you are and where they can find you.
Please.
Yo, what up?
He's
My name is
available
Julian
for
Ramirez.
Bar mitzvahs.
Yeah, anything. Just hit me up. jresinla@gmail. Look for my mixes. Snapchat at DJ Julian Ramirez. Twitter, same thing.
Golly.
Got mixes out there. Go check them out.
First off, if y'all don't understand the legacy of Roger, I know his brother killed him and all, but man, that man's legacy. He was with Parliament and Funkadelic. I think he was with James Brown.
I didn't know he was with Parliament Funkadelic.
Yeah, come on, man.
What?
Come on, man. When you listening to Knee Deep, come on, man. Man.
I found out through them from Ice Cube. That's how I know about Zapp and Roger.
Jesus. I mean, Jesus.
I'm an Ice Cube fan, and he loves them.
So you take Roger back to Ice Cube?
Well, because that's how I got turned on to them, by being into Ice Cube. And then Ice Cube.
The movie Friday.
The movie Friday.
Right.
Ice Cube sampling a lot of stuff. And he always has like references. Do why did he? Far from New Jack City. You know that stuff.
Wow.
Seen one of my peers. What the hell you doing in here? He said 187 on the enemy. You know what?
What's happening with
I'm a hip hop fan.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Can we get the remix of California Love, the DJ Quick version? Yeah.
Ooh.
Because Roger is on that.
Ooh. Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
I know about California. That's Pac. I know about that.
That's Pac. Okay. She's such a youngling.
I know everything about Pac. You understand me?
Skywalker, you killed younglings. You're just young. It's cool. You get to be young and fresh.
Listen, I will take it. Yes.
I'm just saying, huh? Did you
California
say
Love.
Hold on, get on the mic.
Dun, 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 dun,
California
dun,
Love.
dun, dun,
These kids is young. What's it called?
California.
What record are you
knows
talking
how to
about?
party.
What is that, Velvet?
He didn't hear you. That's just what that was. He didn't hear you. That's what it was.
Now, the reason why we set up these mixes like this is because I want to bridge the old with the new. And
Genius.
I won't say old, I'll just say classic. Like, that Marvin Gaye album is classic.
True.
That What's Going On, if you young and you ain't never listened to that record, you don't know how to fuck. You don't know what love is about. You know, it's just real talk right now.
There's a lot of slow Zapp and Roger show I didn't play, like
Man.
Slow and Easy, Computer Love.
Why don't you just give us a little
we
taste,
were waiting.
man?
I was waiting on Computer Love.
A lot of people had that little prom
I had
night
my
hump.
first drive. Y'all was finna say I had my first drive home to Computer Love.
That little dry hump situation.
Boom, boom.
It's definitely finger bang music. That's how you know she like you. Then you come back with the proof. Smell my finger.
That's when you go in the closet for like 10 seconds.
Smell my
Computer
finger.
Love.
She clean because you can barely smell it. I really like her.
Child.
This was just a bad time. Right? So I take it you didn't find it. Where's Veronica? You just got her muted while we're talking. That's genius. She is part of the show. This nigga's hella disrespectful.
I couldn't hear anything.
He's hella disrespectful.
Sorry, Veronica, that was my fault.
She couldn't hear, like, not even the mix or nothing?
No, she could hear the mix.
I could hear the mix. The mix was funky fresh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Computer Love, man.
Genius.
I ain't gonna lie, man.
Genius.
Grad night, I was on it. A lot of humping going on.
I believe you were a perv.
Let me just say,
perv
I didn't have to be a
eyes.
perv.
But you chose wisely to be a perv?
No. I'm a freak, but not a perv.
Okay.
Because pussy was given from the jump.
Okay.
My older sister had to kick some of her friends' asses. Like, he's but a child.
So your sister was from Downtown Abbey with the
I'm just saying, my sister was like, don't fuck with my little brother.
Okay, that's better.
I know he got pretty eyes and shit, but he a kid. You don't be getting at him like that.
How much older was this sister?
She's at least 9.
Oh, okay.
9 years.
Okay.
What you doing with my little brother?
Okay.
She had Boston baked beans, big sis.
Oh, gosh.
I had to participate.
Wait, so when she was 18, you were 9? Like
Yeah,
that?
something like that, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yikes.
Yeah. I had a sister that'll beat a bitch ass.
Okay.
I loved it. I got 2 older sisters.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to protect your little siblings. I just wanted to know the age gap because you said her friends was trying to get down on you dig.
They tried to get down.
Child.
So I ain't never had to be perverted about it. Like,
Just focused
oh yeah.
and persistent.
Once I learned what it was about, I was like, oh, this is life. Let's get this shit cracking immediately.
Well, this is life. That's hilarious.
Okay, so back to the topic.
Yeah. My head hurts.
It literally does. She took a couple of a leave. But a lot of people struggle with this relationship thing. And this is why we're having this customer service show. We got the homeboy Hustle on the line right now. Let's bring him in. He's on line 3. Hustle, you heard Friday's show, and I'm sure you heard today's show. My thing is, why is it so difficult for people to ask for relationship help? Because a lot of people think they can do it on their own, or they think the template that they learned from their parents is good enough. And then they wind up reliving that whole movie over again. Speak to it, Hustle, out of Miami.
Hey, Hustle.
Hey, what up? What up, ladies? What's up, so?
What's happening, Pam?
So, I'm glad you asked me that question because what I was going to say kind of ties into that, which is the other night I was listening to this track by Lloyd Banks, and in the song he said, how you going to get the answer if you don't understand the question, right? And that led me to think about when you're asking yourself whether or not you want to leave somebody or whether you should be with somebody, maybe you should ask yourself whether or not you should be with yourself. Because, you know, the decisions and the actions you make are determining how that other person is treating you and whether or not that person is going to be around you.
That's interesting.
And if you don't look at yourself and adjust yourself, you're going to end up finding somebody else doing the same things. You understand?
Hustle, Veronica, Aarona, would you agree that most people are in a relationship so they don't have to answer the question of, do I want to be with myself? Most people use relationship to hide from themselves.
Or to get stuff.
Or to get stuff. Say more. Jesus.
Or to get stuff.
Jesus.
You know what? I think we talked about this the last show that we did, well, that I did with you, where we were talking about transaction relationships, where, you know, people think, oh, okay, we travel together and we go and take a trip and we take a trip and we take a trip. We're in a great relationship because we taking a trip. And you're like, nah, because if there's no trip,
there's no relationship.
There's no relationship. Y'all don't even know what to do with each other. In fact, when there's no trip, y'all get bored again. And so y'all need to plan another trip to take another trip. And when we had Carl the Seer on, he was saying, like, a lot of people, you know, get caught up in travel and fucking as a relationship.
He did say that. I'm glad you remembered that. That was great.
Yeah, but, you know, I be listening. But he's like, you know, people get caught up in travel and fucking. Like, let's go somewhere, let's eat something, let's fuck. Let's go somewhere, let's eat something, let's fuck. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, come on in, man.
I got something a little controversial, so you may like this.
Go ahead, man.
Isn't it more so women who lean toward getting stuff?
Ooh.
It is.
Damn, I ain't expect her to be accountable. Yeah,
it is.
Did you hear that? I didn't expect her to be accountable.
Hey, let's not tell the truth, Hustle.
See, that's why I ride with you, Aarona.
Hey, listen, I fucks with you as well.
This shit is a relationship.
I just feel like a lot of women more so think about the stuff that comes with the guy, but guys, they just want what women bring to their lives in general, just the women themselves.
Man.
So,
Veronica, please address the brother.
I mean, I think it's absolutely true. Women do tend to want more stuff. We tend to, you know, I think we tend to want more, you know, and that you could say that comes with motherhood. You could say that comes with being vain and materialistic. I think it just depends on the woman.
Yes.
I know that as a mother, I needed to have. You have to have stuff for babies. But babies are an endless onslaught of needs. And I don't necessarily mean expensive needs or fancy needs, but babies are
just consistent,
relentless needs.
Consistent needs.
Yeah.
Consistent.
So, nest building.
Yeah, Veronica's talking about nest building, but we're talking about the frivolity that most women wallow in.
I just want to point out the side shade that Hustle through real quick. He's like, it's a lot of the women like that there. I like it. I appreciate it. It was quick.
Why it gotta be shade?
Because he threw it, because Hustle's polite. First of all, Hustle's a gentleman. But
Hustle is a phoenix more. I, on the other hand,
I appreciated the sideways
dragon.
comment. It was hilarious. I liked it. Okay.
Hey, the truth is sharp. That's all it was.
Right.
Exactly, Veronica. Exactly.
He You was like, women need stuff. He's like, there's a lot of them women out there like that. Then he said it real fast.
And see, let's just listen. Wants and necessities are different. You have a kid with a woman, that's a necessity-based relationship. We're not talking about that. We talking about the usurpers.
You love that word.
Well, but aren't there a lot of? I mean, didn't somebody do a show recently that said that she can't find a black man because most black men that she ever encounters have children? So that's a real dynamic. That's a real situation in our community.
But who said? But Veronica, who created and you're with us, Hustle. Understand that you're with us right now. Who said that the ideal relationship with a man is that he has to have no kids? Who created that concept?
I'm not speaking to that at all. What I'm saying is that in our community, we tend to have a lot of unplanned pregnancies. We just do. And that is both the males and the females' responsibility. And so I'm not saying that there's some ideal. I'm saying given the nature and the way our community functions, which is a lot of out of wedlock births, I'm not advocating for wedlock, not at all. I just want healthy babies being raised in our communities. What I'm saying is, given that that's a fact, how can you say that that's not more the trend than because you don't find a lot of brothers that don't have children. So children are a factor. So don't pretend that nesting isn't a necessity in our community.
Well, listen, what has to happen is this. Women are going to have to understand, like Veronica said before, they're going to have to unwrap that childishness that says their man is just their man. And they're going to have to understand that their man might have multiple nests.
Okay, fair.
That's right. But then the man has to be prepared to deal with what it takes to feather the nest.
Agreed. 100%.
That has got to be a part of the masculine imperative in the 21st century.
Agreed.
He has got to be partner in feathering the nest.
Agreed.
So I think Veronica was just being inclusive. She was saying that it depends on the woman whether she's vain and narcissistic.
Hold on. Let me say something, Aarona.
What?
Veronica is articulate than a motherfucker. She don't need a lawyer to step in and speak for her.
Okay,
she don't need counsel. What's going on? I think Veronica is saying...
Because I feel like for a second there, we was all just kind of leaving Veronica out there. No, because I felt the energy. Like we left Veronica out there by herself. You know, because she was including the
she
parental
got a spiritual
narrative.
GPS. This nigga ain't never lost.
Okay, you know what?
Understand?
Can I add this?
Okay, Apple Maps.
Hustle.
Yes, Hustle.
I just feel like we have to look at the upfront investment, though, because just me as a man, just logically speaking, if I were the one to get pregnant and to have to carry around a baby for 9 months and whatnot, I would be a little more careful with who it is I'm giving away that luxury.
I would be too. That's why I'm childless.
We got a lot of uncareful wombs out at this piece. 323-230-4445. Scared motherfuckers.
Come talk about your bullshit if you ain't scared.
How is that a correlation? Never mind.
All I know is Ronan just called Aarona an estrogen paralegal in here speaking.
Of course you would, Ronan. Estrogen paralegal. I didn't even know they had
Hustle
those.
brings up a great point.
I agree with Hustle. That's why I have no children.
Listen,
I ain't found they daddy yet.
that's why people need relationship customer service.
But that goes back to boundaries. What I'm saying is it goes back to what I was saying about my daughter. I was not raised in an environment that actually taught me healthy, naturally reinforcing boundaries. When you pour a ton of self-esteem and love into a child, my daughter is amazing with men. She's just got those boundaries. She knows who she is. She knows what it takes. She's clear. And so all I'm saying is that should be the movement. If we have to raise daughters to be that is so that they don't become bitter, so that they don't turn their wounds into these brittle boundaries. Oof. That's the imperative, but that's the imperative of both men and women in our culture if we want the next generation to be in any way sane and whole.
But this
Daddy's
is what we
got
need.
A daddy,
this is
and
what we
mama's
need.
Got a mama.
I agree. But I say this too.
Mm-hmm.
because women really confide in other women. They confide in other women oftentimes more times than they confide in men. Women have covens of people they ride with.
That really depends on the woman.
I know it does, but I'm talking about for the most part, men don't get down and commiserate the way women do.
No, what I'm saying is if a woman is a tomboy type girl, she's not going to commiserate with a bunch of girls. I commiserate with more guys than girls.
Hear what I'm saying. If you ask the average woman, do you have more male friends or more girlfriends? They're by default, they're always going to say more men. Most women have more men friends.
Right.
But I'm talking about the covens. The coven, that group of girls that they ride with, their inner circle girls. These are the people who are the creators of their narrative, the shapers of their narrative.
Their tribunal.
You know who the fuck I'm talking about because you got that crew.
No.
Yes, you do.
I don't have that crew.
Yes, you do.
No.
Sometimes it's 1 or 2 girls. Sometimes it may be even 3. But
really
y'all
don't.
got that little tribunal.
I really don't. My best friend lives in Chicago. I got another best friend in Seattle. And then I have then I have, you know what I'm saying? Then I have cool girlfriends.
Your coven.
No.
It's
I
cool.
have cool girlfriends out here in LA that,
It's
they're
where,
good girls.
It's where you guys formulate your bitchcraft.
No.
Right, but I think his point is that basically women, since they have more of a relation, they should be able to uplift and almost teach each other.
That's where I'm going. And I'm
That
saying
is the hope.
that's where I'm going. And I'm saying people like Veronica has got to infiltrate these covens. Let me give you an example of a coven.
Wait, what?
Let me give you an
This
example.
is a social thing he is creating
Let me give
right
you
now.
an example of this goddamn
He
coven.
being ghetto Dr. Phil right now.
Let me just say, who the fuck taught 50's mom, baby's mom? 50 may not be a great dad. Let me tell you something. Dr. Mark Goulston was like, Zoe, you're a great dad. You're a great dad. He was saying that today. And me as a man, I was uncomfortable. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm good with a particular child or with particular children, but I'm not across the board a great dad. I have my shortcomings. I have my pitfalls. And what I've done as a father, whenever I'm out of pocket and any of my children are witness to it, I use my out of pocketness as a teachable moment for them. This is in you. This is who you are too. And it might not show up right now, but there may be a situation similar to this. Grade me. How did I do? My oldest son, I put him through that all the time. Grade me. How did I do? Dad, I wouldn't have handled it that way. And the reason why I say that, this is very important because Veronica's touching on some things that are important too about boundaries. Boundaries come from fathers, right? So in order to be a person who is worthy of being in a relationship, one must be totally reconciled in the acceptance of what is wrong with themselves.
Absolutely true.
Right? And all I'm saying is, and I'm saying for the most part, in American culture, we are a culture of mercenaries when it comes to relationship. The lofty spiritual shit. Veronica just told us how the fuck she healed her son, right? Who was being labeled as special ed and all this. She healed him without medicine. The average baby mama, Shaquisha, don't know this shit. Shaquisha don't know about, what was that? The sound therapy that kept your son off of fucking medication? What was that shit called?
Right, Simonis sound therapy and Timonis sound therapy, yes.
Some shit that flipped his whole brain around, and now he scored 2,300 on the damn SAT in private school. Come on. The average baby mama don't know that.
But right,
so we gotta break up the coven with fucking Pegasuses like Veronica.
Or we can just, like Veronica said, just teach our children, boys and girls, their emotional wounds. Or not even that. We just need to take accountability for our actions and like learn for ourselves. We are right, especially right now, we're a Molly popping,
right?
Just drown your shit in stuff instead of deal with it. We don't confront what's wrong with us.
50 Cent's baby mama She's still holding on to whatever dirt happened between him and her in that relationship.
What recently happened?
The dude reached out to his son. Yes, their relationship is strained. Yes, there's probably been all types of bullshit that happened in that relationship. 50 is a human being who's flawed. I'm a human being that's flawed.
Right.
The dude reaches out to his son, and initially his son has some positivity back for his dad. And then his mom jumps on social media with the hate. Okay, you still mad, but let them have their shit.
Agreed.
If your son is mad at 50 because 50 did something, we don't know their business, but they're on social media working it out, talking, let them have that. Why you gotta fucking govern that relationship with your bitterness, with your unforgiveness? Dr. Mark Goulston said it the best. The person who is least worthy to be in a relationship is the one who holds forgiveness hostage because they have a sense of entitlement. You did me wrong, and until you capitulate and bow down to me, I will not forgive you. And that's a sign of unforgiveness when you keep your son's heart hardened toward his daddy.
And also, the person who did the most wrong is the one that acts the biggest fool. It's just like funerals. Whoever really did not do what they were supposed to do and reconcile that relationship, as soon as that person gone, they the main one. Didn't you try to stab him?
That's real.
Like, what are you doing?
We got to break up the coven. Am I bullshitting?
So
there's a coven of mediocrity. Somebody told that baby mama that's the way you got to behave.
Of course.
We got to break up that.
Get on down.
Go ahead, Hustle.
So you talking about them flaws, and I got to ask, how many of those flaws were conditioned? You know what I'm saying? Because
generational curses. Speak on it, Pam.
Because you're talking about the covens and whatnot, but we also have to talk about the men and how we're classed as providers in a society that is against us providing. So how does that really, when the checks and balances come together, how is that going to leave women on the outside looking in at us when we're basically fighting against something that they may not be helping us with? You see? So we're almost left out here to fend for ourselves when we're supposed to be working together as a team, as a community, as a family.
Ladies, answer his question.
Well, first and foremost, poverty is the biggest answer. I mean, it's no secret that a lot of marriages end over finances, or a lot of relationships end over finances. You know, when unemployment is high, crime is up in specific neighborhoods because there are no jobs. But it's also, first of all, it starts with the way that we're told to, worship money and value money. And so when there's a lack of it, then our behavior is a certain way that, it's all poverty driven. Like all of these problems, even the relationship problems that we're talking about, truth be told, they have some root to poverty. Like it's poverty thinking. It's poverty stricken. It's poor minded thinking. This man was my way out or my ticket somewhere, and we didn't have the relationship I thought we were going to have. Now he's still famous, and I got this baby. I have to act this way because that man has something that I wanted because I'm poor. You know what I mean? He living like this. I'm living like this. I don't like him. There's those issues are poverty related to me.
But 50's rich though.
That's what I'm saying.
Not to cut you off.
I'm talking about the baby mama though.
I feel like it extends beyond poverty though, because even when you have people who made it, as they say, and they got the money, they still have this mentality of trying to fit into a certain particular society, and their values get diminished on the road there.
I agree with that.
When they do get there, they still don't, you know what I mean? They still don't break away from that mindset that's been keeping us trapped for so long anyways.
Exactly.
And I think that's what Zoe's talking about with the covens. It's like if we have leaders within the covens to break that mentality and spread it to where we have our own line of thinking, then it has to start there.
But see, this is why I love Veronica. Because Veronica gives me hope for women. When you hear somebody
And
like
Aarona.
Hell, yes.
You gotta get on down, Hustle.
Of course. Arona's a baby, though.
Okay, I'll take it.
She's got a big ass huggy on, but she's
dumbass. Just dumbass. But finish your point, oh wise sage.
A little huggy thong.
I don't wear thongs.
But I'm just saying. Anyway, But no,
Hilarious.
she gives me hope for women because I sit back and I often think like a nation can't be contaminated unless the women are contaminated. Women are the super unconscious. The super unconscious, as Joseph Campbell so eloquently pointed out, represents water. The nurturer is the water. The water in the water is the unconscious, is the superconscious. That is feminine by definition. If you look at astrology, the feminine and the feminine signs are water and earth. So what happens when a nation is corrupt? The women, it starts with them. They must be corrupt. And who corrupted the women? But the social engineers that program the wants and desires of the woman. The wants and the desires of the women become the relationship standards and expectations for the men. And because women write the relationship narrative, men capitulate to that, even if it's through deception.
That's right.
Okay.
Who wants a piece of that? Who wants to take a fucking chunk out of that? 323-230-4445. 45. I know you do, Boo Bear. Come on.
No, I agree with you, but again, I think here's the thing, because I think what tends to happen in these conversations is it tends to look as though we are polarized or adversarial in our position, and I don't think we are. I think that women have to be in their lane. They have to restore themselves to polarity and femininity. And you're right, they impact men's choices because men seek to please women. By the same token, men have to stand up in their lane and actually restore themselves to the masculine paradigm. Because women will then surrender to him, right? He'll both want to please her, but she'll also surrender to him. And that is the natural order of things. So we both have work to do. It is not one or the other. Both are dysfunctional.
I think we're taking a little bit too much power away from the individual as well. I mean, I know we can talk about the covens and this and that and the third, but self-reliance needs to be present in every individual that's trying to become better. No, anybody that's trying to better themselves needs to have some level of discipline, some level of commitment, follow through, and self-reliance. Like,
have you ever felt what your pussy felt like?
Huh?
Have you ever felt what your pussy felt like?
Yes, I actually have.
So, a lot of niggas ain't gonna have no discipline with all that.
Okay. But that's not my problem. That is not my problem. What I'm saying is, it starts with the individual first. It's like we could sit up here and talk about how we were conditioned and how this and that. It's all true, and we have
marginalize
been.
Our conditioning.
And we have been.
I got you.
You gonna marginalize my whole statement? I'm going somewhere with this, Pimpin'.
It's cool. I just, niggas been traumatized, and she's like, fuck that.
My point is this. Cool. Well, rape victims have been traumatized, but my point is, when things happen to you, how long do you let that narrative become your entire story for the duration of your life?
Hold on, sis. Some evil shit being whispered. What the fuck is that? Okay, shit.
Yeah, the poltergeist is there. Okay.
Yeah, we got to mute that shit. That's demonic.
But there's, what I'm saying? There's people that grow up without their fathers. That hurts. There's people that grow up in poverty-stricken communities. That hurts. There's people that grow up in abusive communities. That hurts. But how long do you let that narrative control your entire life? Like, at what point do you learn from it, grow from it, heal from it, and then give back in a positive way to other people?
That is a great question. First, let me say thank you to the
Zoe's point, ain't it though?
It is.
I mean, just to tie it together, I feel like Zoe's trying to say the people who got that individuality, that knowledge of and awareness of self, should be spreading that to the covens or whoever it is that they're around. So hopefully that it'll make a bigger impact,
But
I don't think, like Veronica said, I don't think we all disagreeing. I think we just coming from different angles.
Different perspectives. Hey, Hustle, let me just say this, man. As always, man, I fucking love it when you call in, man. That's why I extended it. I was like, fuck it, we gonna kick it with Hustle for a minute. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for chiming in and dropping jewels. It's what you do all the time, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, much love.
Thank you, brother.
Love you, Hustle.
So, to answer your question,
yes,
Aarona, real quickly before I get to the next caller, I always say this. It's really hard to watch the movie you're starring in.
True.
So if you were raised in that traumatic situation and that conditioned you, you've been cast in a role. as a certain type of victim.
Right.
Remember, this is why divorce is so hard on kids. Imagine you married, you have a kid, and the kid is born to y'all together. Get it? Y'all together. Yeah, he got a certain kind of bond with his mom. He was in her for 9 months, tied to her, you know. But he also has a whole nother kind of appreciation and bond for the dude that is his dad that's there. Then y'all crash and burn, and he's 7. That motherfucker is distraught.
Yeah.
Because that ain't the life he know. That's some whole other shit that he got to adjust to. Mm-hmm. And they show studies. Dad is out the house. The relationship is fractured. They show studies. A well-adjusted kid all of a sudden starts acting out.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Absolutely.
Because he was conditioned to believe his identity was me, you, mom, and dad up in here.
And now it's fractured.
Every day. Now it ain't that. And y'all niggas is at war? And I'm made of both of you? Come on. So I understand your discipline point, but it's not that easy to be able to step outside of that experience and look at it objectively without judgment and say, okay, I'm tripping, or, you know, this has affected me this way, so I shouldn't let it happen. It takes years and years and years of internal work to even be able to first recognize that you're fractured.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then once you recognize you're fractured, fight the temptation of creating a coping mechanism based on some ideas that you have and asking people to date that instead of the real you.
Agreed.
That's some hard shit to do.
I know. But
Here come the but.
it must be done. No, but it must be done.
Yes,
it's just
it
like
must be.
it's just like the very first philosophy class I ever took. He opened up the class and he said, rules and laws govern society, and laws and rules and things happen so that things don't completely run amok. Where the line between chaos and order exists somewhere, but where that line exists is arbitrary, but it is arbitrary that we draw the line. The same thing with that. It takes years and years of inner work. It's hard. It has to be done, but it has to be done. Otherwise, we're going to continue to live in chaos and unfulfilling relationships and unloving relationships.
Listen here, you super powerful person. Not everybody can do that.
Not everybody can do it, or not everybody is exposed to it, or not everybody chooses to. We all can.
Listen.
It starts with your conditioning and in the words you tell yourself and how you talk to
Yeah, it's transactional, transactional psychology, the loser script, winner script. I get it. Whatever the thinker thinks.
Do we want people to win or not?
Do people want themselves to win? Fuck what we want.
True.
I can give 2 shakes of a fat rat's ass if you make it or not. But you better give something to the cause.
And that's why I'm putting this out there for
Let me
people
get
to
some
ponder
callers in.
on.
Just Jesus.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I tried to be deep, and then this is
Yeah, I see. Jesus.
started this
Let's
gangster
go to-
shit, and it's the motherfucking thanks I get. Shit.
Okay, shit. Slush cube over here. Let's get Mr. C from Miami in the building. Let's go.
Oh, Miami back to back. Look at y'all getting y'all Drake on.
Mr. C. 3, 2. Salam alaikum. Brian, North Carolina. You're in the voice of reason. Speak on it.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hey.
Hey.
What's happening, Pam?
Hey, what's going on? I just want to backtrack just a little bit about the whole busting up the covens. It's like, let me ask you a question. What do you do if that coven is not her girlfriend's, but actually her family members? Like her mother, her grandmother, her aunt, sister.
Ain't shit you could do. Oh, no. It ain't shit you could do about that.
You can break up with them.
Do you know how hard it is for a woman to break up with her family, break up with her mama, break up with her aunties?
It's hard, but sometimes
First
your
off-
blood relatives don't want the best for you no more than you know
Right.
people that ain't related.
Sometimes the biggest shamers in a girl's life are the females that are around her.
Oh, I'm a living proof of that.
Am I lying, Veronica?
No, that's true.
Because I can't really believe Aarona.
Look, my mama is the biggest shamer. My mama got a PhD in shame. Fuck out of here.
Because I'll admit, my last relationship, I walked in straight into a coven, didn't even know what I was getting into.
And all that time, I was not trying to bust it up, but trying to make her see exactly what was going on. Because it's like during the whole relationship with her son, and everybody in the family, it's like, it's like you got to take a step back and see what's going on, because everything that's happening is going to make this relationship fail. Sadly enough, it did. But it's like, how do you break somebody out of that? Do they have to want to do it, or can the other person have to be involved to the point where it's like, hey, you got to do almost like a kind of intervention?
Can I say something really quickly?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All successful resolutions of self-work, or any resolution comes from inside of you and not outside of you. All people outside of you, listen, the word guru, Sanskrit, it means the dispeller of darkness. It is a signpost. It's pointing at something. The fucking stop sign tells you to stop. You don't have to listen to it. Do you understand? So many people give so much credit to the signpost, right? Parents are supposed to be signposts, and that's it. The journey to find the answer is your responsibility.
Right.
And if you are still asking your mama for information, and not to say you can't, but if your mother is the source of your answers for your life, you're still a child.
True.
Veronica says you had to divorce your people, your parents, your mom.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I deal with
Fire mom and dad.
Right. I say at a certain point, you have to mature past their belief system anyway, because don't every parent want their kid to surpass them, their knowledge, their wealth, their understanding?
Not every parent.
Oh, I like it, Vivi.
You know what? I feel so bad for men that have to be in those situations where they run into the women that have the covens that are their family. I always feel bad for y'all, because usually when it's the family or it's the women, they're hating on something that y'all have that they don't have. And you seeing the BS coming and trying to, communicate with your girl about it makes you look like the hater. And it's always just a bad situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, before I go to the next Mega Mix, we have a special caller in the building. Oh, shit. Woo!
Uh-oh.
This shit about to pop off.
Like popcorn?
Like piggity popcorn.
Okay.
Orville Redenbacher.
Jinx.
From the A-Town, Atlanta. Hecka activated.
Ooh.
Hey, bring her in. What up, Hecka?
Hi, so how are you?
What's happening, boo dang?
Oh, he is so excited.
Hecka in the building. What's up, baby girl?
What's happening?
Hey, Mama. How are you guys?
Thanks for calling in.
I just wanted to call in and say hi. That's all. I'll just say hi. I ain't starting no shit tonight. I ain't doing
that. She sound like she got her church pearls on. I am not bothered. I ain't call you to start no shit.
What's up, baby girl? Hey, Hecka got big shit going on.
I ain't called to start no shit.
She got big shit going on right now. Hecka, tell them what's happening with you, boo.
Oh, man, I can't talk too much about it. However, I can say that I am in contract negotiations with the network. So I will be starting filming next month, actually. April.
Booyah! Booyah!
Get on down, Hecka. Down, girl.
Up in here. We so proud of you, man. We so happy for everything that's happening in your life. You ain't been nothing but cool people to me.
I appreciate it. We people for real. We'll always be people.
Yes.
I just wanted to say what's up.
Well, we love you, Hecka. Thank you.
We've been missing each other. Yeah.
Yeah, we have. I've been calling you. You've been calling me. Yeah, it's just been, back and forth.
Yeah.
But we going to get together and chop it up one day soon, baby boo. And I saw you in that birthday gold dress. I was like, yeah.
That thing was fine. That ass is fine, honey.
Yeah.
Fine, honey.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, Hecka. Thank you so much. It was great hearing your voice,
I
babe.
just want to say hi. You guys have an amazing night. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, baby girl.
All right. Bye. Sounds so sweet, don't you agree?
Yeah. Niggas.
She sounds sweet.
I love Hecka, man. Shit.
That was pleasant.
That was very pleasant.
I liked it.
Little Georgia Peach.
That was dipped in gold.
I love it. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, get to your phone lines, 323-230-4445. If you want to join the conversation, it's a heated one, but I love it. Before we get to the next caller, we got to get DJ Julian Ramirez with the second part of his mega mix. He's got a special artist he wants to bring to the forefront. Get to your Periscope. I'm about to Periscope the party inside the studio. If you're following me, join me on Periscope in 3, 2, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get it twisted. Julian Ramirez, man. On the ones and twos, who felt that mega mix, that Kendrick Lamar mega mix on the Voice of Reason, Hot Button Radio - Radio. Julian Ramirez gets busy every time.
Caskets. I just like saying that.
Caskets.
He be killing.
Let me ask you this, man. Is Veronica Conway on mute, or can I hear her?
I can.
What up, VC?
Now you can. Yeah, now I can hear you.
You couldn't hear the mix? I hope you heard the mix, baby.
I can hear the mix. I can hear
Yeah.
the mix.
Did he kill it?
I can hear the mix.
Did he kill it?
Smacking it upside of the booty and backwards and downwards.
Damn. Okay. Shit. Upside the booty, even. All right. Aarona, do you approve of that message? All booty shit go through you.
I'm Aarona Lopez, and I approve that message.
Hey!
You get on down.
Get on down. Listen, we got callers on the line.
Yay.
Listen, we did a part 2 to the relationship customer service show, right? And I just think it's important that we talk about it because that's some heavy stuff, you know. If there was a relationship customer service help desk that you could call, we wanted to be able to provide that kind of information, that kind of service tonight. We did it Friday, and it was such an over-the-top hit that we said we're going to do part 2 when the girls get back. And Aarona is back, and Veronica made it back. But we lost Whitney. Whitney is busy, you know, has some family issues, but she's good. Everything is all right. But listen, we're back, and I want to get some of these callers in here. Is that okay? If you want to participate, if you need help, relationship customer service show, if you're going through some shit, you have some questions you want to ask or questions that you need answered because you're going through it right now, you get to your phone lines. The number to dial is 323-230-4445. Let's do it quickly right now. Mr. Z, line 3 out of Miami. What's happening, Pam?
Did you guys hear me this time?
We got you, Brian. Speak on it.
Yikes. All right. So I'm happy that Aarona brought up poverty and money earlier because I really think like that is something that we really don't talk about in our community. We really don't talk about how much money plays a factor. And so you even bring it up sometimes when you talk about the divorce rate and how poor people divorce earlier than richer people and middle class people and whatever.
Right.
So like, you know, that really plays a factor. We live in a capitalist society in a system, you know, in a world that's more and more about the money, and we're trying to attack, you know, relationship problems and all these different problems that plague the black community with all this excess emotionalism and this hotepism. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but we don't live in that world no more. We don't live 500 years ago. We don't live 1,000 years ago. You know, the people that run the world now made sure to strip the world of all of that shit that would have made us win. Hotepism, we can't use that shit to fight a capitalist war. Are you serious? You know, so of course our relationships are suffering because of that, because we're trying to fix relationships without money, you know, it's about the money, power, and respect. White men could pretty much walk into any neighborhood on this planet and get pussy because people know what's associated with white men. And I said pussy, honestly, white men can pretty much walk anywhere and some of these niggas will give them ass. That's how bad it is. That's how bad this shit is.
So,
you know?
So Brian, let me just say this real quick. I always have to really tell people who talk about money as the issue in relationships to really go deeper, right? And the reason why I say that, no, this brother's name is Brian. I'm on the phone with.
No, Mr. Z. It's Alex, actually.
It's Alex?
Yeah.
Okay, don't tell me who it is, and then I get corrected on the air, boy. Tell me that shit off there, you understand? What the fuck is wrong with you? You have me prepared before I start talking to these people. Okay, that's how you blame niggas pass the buck real quick. Okay, here we go. But let me just say this. White men and money don't go together. Black men and money go together. Okay? And when I say money, please understand what I mean by that. Let me say it another way. Black men and currency go together. White men and money go together. There's a difference between money and currency.
Speak on it.
Okay? White men have money, which is gold, which is land, which is diamonds, which is oil, which is resources. They don't give a fuck about currency.
The paper.
They don't care about that. That's why they let you have some of it. Do you understand? You see how niggas behave when they get a little piece of change? They should have never gave you niggas money. Right? You behave a certain way with currency thinking that it has power. It was Quincy Jones who told me once, he said, man, I'm glad the hip hoppers are getting paper. He said, I'm glad they're making this bread. He said, that's good. Now they can get their friends jobs. They can take care of their kids. They could do this, that, and the third. He said, but the next level is to see if your money has any power.
True.
You know how fucking heavy of a statement that is? Go see if your bread, your paper, has any power. Bill Cosby tried to see if his bread had power. He wanted to buy NBC. Okay, nigga. You trying to buy NBC, nigga? For real? Yeah, okay, nigga. Keep barking up the wrong tree. See, don't we fuck you up later on? Do you understand what I'm saying? We don't have black men in a... See, this is what I'm saying. When the sisters who are talking about currency miss the big picture. Watch next week's ZoWhat show when we talk about the death of the dollar and how it's being systematically murdered by the people in charge. They don't give a fuck about the currency. But if your mind is only locked in on the currency side of the game, you don't see the bigger picture. When the currency system as we know it today gets taken away, then what you gonna ask your man to do? Go fish? Go hunt? What happens when the dollar is taken off of the global reserve currency status and then inflation spikes and a fucking box of fucking Raisin Bran is $37? What you gonna do then? If all of your relationship values or standards are predicated on currency, don't you see that your relationship is a farce to begin with?
And that's the problem. that's the reason why that's the problem. What were you about to say, Z?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Any man.
Wait. Everybody can't talk at the same time. We're gonna let everybody talk. Hold on.
No, Veronica go.
There we go. Let Veronica get it in.
Any man and any woman that is conscious and breathing and alive, and black especially in the 21st century, needs to be developing a Plan B game plan.
Yes, there we go, VC. Yes.
Because no matter what happens, you still are going to have to eat, have shelter, and all that stuff. And so, to me, if a man isn't like I said, if he's not resourced but he's resourceful, that means he's also looking at the horizon on our behalf and putting practical, realistic, material things in place to support the whole, right, of whatever our unit is. So, it doesn't matter what the form of currency or it is. What matters is are you looking at the horizon on behalf of your unit, on behalf of your tribe, on behalf of your family, and doing something about it? And that goes beyond all the hotep pyramid, conspiracy, blah, 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 blah. This shit is practical.
Right.
And that shit's real.
Right. So practically speaking, if you first off, here's some of my tips right off the top. If you not strapped up when you fucking, that's a $2 million gamble, as Veronica says. It takes $2 million to raise a kid properly in America. $2 million. And with the pending death of the dollar, that shit could be even crazier than that. So if you're not strapped up, protecting yourself, having responsible, protected, safe sex, you on some dumb shit right off the top. That's number one. Number two, if you're not looking at alternative resources, what do I mean by alternative resources? Everybody want a big ass house, but they don't understand the mortgage, the insurance, and everything that comes along with that, right? Everybody wants a super fly ass Italian supercar, but they don't understand the insurance, and all of the shit that comes along with having that, the taxes and everything, right? If your dollar, the thing you will kill your brother for, is basically being debased and devalued by the country that tells you it's worth something, if you not, like Veronica said, if you're not actively working on a plan B, what's a plan B? Well, buy an earth ship. What's an earth ship? A home that's totally off the grid, that's self-contained. There are a gang of white people who are wealthy than a motherfucker that are moving away from regular homes, buying earth ships that are off the grid. Why the fuck they doing that and you not? How come you don't even know what the fucking earth ship is? Right? All recycled material, but totally off the grid, and totally self-sufficient fly-ass cribs, but off the grid. Solar-powered, water pump systems.
Solar City.
You understand what I'm saying? They doing that while you still trying to move up with the Jeffersons. They've already abandoned what the dollar can bring. Uh-oh. See, did I spill the beans? And we judging each off.
They're on to us.
I'm just saying. And we're judging each other off of that particular criteria. And the people you trying to be like are slowly abandoning it. That's, man, I thank you for calling in, brother. I appreciate it.
I phrased it wrong. Maybe what I should have said is it's tangibles. We're trying to fight a war and a system that's about tangibles with intangibles.
But that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you, B. That's what I'm telling you, Mr. Z. The fucking dollar is not tangible. It's created out of thin air. It's not tangible. And I'm telling you, money, who said it? JP Morgan? JP Morgan said gold is money. Everything else is credit. You better try to come on, man.
Yeah, well, listen, as you had Brother
How many
Ron
niggas you know got gold?
I'm
just asking. You want to talk tangible? How many niggas you know got gold and silver right now?
No.
Put your little dirty ass chain back in your shirt. I'm talking about real gold.
Brother Ron was saying recently, though. I mean, I'm in a class right now. I teach this stuff. You can discharge debt. You can delete it. Student loans, all of it. You can discharge it. It's nothing. We're doing it every day. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can discharge it. You don't even need.
Veronica, what's your number?
You want to get Veronica's number, man? You definitely want to get her number, goddamn.
We go.
Don't hang up now, pimp.
You can discharge it. So that's not even a big deal anymore. We're doing that every day in the Redress Commission, discharging debt.
Yeah, Veronica.
Yes. This shit is great.
I'm gonna call you too.
Everybody's gonna call her.
DJ
Julius
took his headphones off like Veronica, but
this is why everybody needs the relationship help desk show. They need it. They need a relationship help desk because, listen, if your relationship is predicated off of the rules of a society that controls your mind through illusion, how can you really interface with the soul and the heart-centered being of a person? You can't. Your relationship is determined good or bad based on the acquisition of a fantasy. That's fucked up if you think about it. Oh, God. Look at Aarona.
We are-
It's gonna be okay.
I
She looking
like-
sad. Like Jesus.
I went off into La La Land. I was like, oh well. Ooh, Slum Village though. Slum Village make it all better.
Y'all niggas is retarded.
Cause I was like, dang, my dream. Ooh, but Slum Village, it's okay.
It's all right.
There is a God.
No, I love having these conversations. I think they're the best in the world, and I think we should have them often. And I think we should ask tough questions, right? Nobody is always right, and nobody is always wrong. And most people who are right are only half right. So it's okay to keep pursuing information and knowledge and saying, man, what social construct binds me? And how can I free myself from it? And how can I be an example to all others? And maybe I'll find a woman who is in alignment with what I'm in alignment with. And maybe we're peaking at the right time. And maybe fate says we come together in that moment and actually add to each other's movement. That is union. Not what school you graduated from and what degree you got.
And don't none of that matter.
Listen, no disrespect. I was coaching a sister yesterday. And I rarely coach on Sundays, but I got a request for coaching. She said a nigga had the audacity to ask her for her financials in the dating process. May I see your taxes for 2015? What?
So,
what kind of faggotry? To me, that is gaiety.
So there's an author out named Jason Walkup, I believe it's called. And he has a book called Wealth. It's spelled like well, W-E-L-L.
I saw that, boo.
With the T-H. Yeah, you know, like when you shop for others and they send you to Barnes & Noble, sometimes you come up on stuff like, oh, this bitch is... I was like, oh, shit, let me get this. Okay. But like, he is the creator, the CEO of Mind, Body, Green, and it started as a blog that tripled and quadrupled in size and in income within like 2 years or whatever. And it started with him like being on a corporate, like he was a corporate traveler, blah, 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 and realized that like that wasn't life. You ever seen the movie with George Clooney, the one where he flying all the time? It was kind of like that.
Oh yeah, that's a great movie.
Yes, it was that. He was like that guy, and he said he realized.
What did he say?
He realized his life was at a down spiral when, after his divorce, he first dated a woman, and the first thing out her mouth was, "So how much you make?" He was like, "That's the recipe of disaster for any relationship." Because right then and there, you're only going to be a bank statement to the person.
And that's most people. I'm sorry.
It was just so interesting that your coaching person said that. That was the first thing
and she said
that he talked about and criticized.
She said I can mention it.
He talked about that. That's always a recipe for disaster.
Out the gate.
And at the time, he said, because he was the George Clooney type guy, but he fell off. So at the time of the day when she was asking all this, it was like, bitch, I had millions.
Okay.
I don't right now.
We got 30 seconds to end this damn show.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, because you just went on a tangent. But
Get
it's
the
fine.
fuck out of here.
I love your
This
tangents.
was fine.
I love your tangents. It's fine. Jesus. But that's not really
Time
fun.
flies when you have fun.
Yes,
So,
yes, especially
bye,
when-
everybody. I'm gone.
when
Aarona
you're-
Lopez.
When you're filibustering. But now, follow us on social media. Everybody is listening right now. They're on Twitter. Twitter is always on fire during the show. Continue to follow us. And listen, I keep telling you guys, my app has a new service. You can see a lecture I did in Sacramento about a month ago, but you're going to have to pay for it. Just a little piece of change for everybody to see it. Please go there and support my movement right now. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Voice of Reason on Hot Button Radio. We will be back here Wednesday with yet another barn burner. I'm ZoWilliams, The Voice of Reason. We out.
Peace.